Welcome and come on in to the home of British motor racing. We're here in legendary Silverstone, where the very first Formula One World Championship Grand Prix was held back in 1950. It's a place where every tuft of grass breathes motorsport, and the crowd are already crackling with excitement. Alpine are debuting a brand new driver here, and that could shake things up. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Formula One. Qualifying is coming up, and the drivers will be ready and raring to go.
The high-speed corners at Silverstone are a great challenge for the cars and drivers. The technical Sector 1 rewards strong mechanical grip, while high-speed aerodynamic efficiency will come into play in the final two sectors.
So as we head into this qualifying session, Karun, how do you think Lando's going to be feeling?
They must be feeling good after their fast lap times in practice. Confidence can do great things for a driver, so I'm excited to see how they handle qualifying.
There's not much left to say, so let's get into it.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to round 2 here at the World Cup. Today, we are going to be racing and qualifying in Silverstone. But if you guys did miss the first round, let me tell you, you guys got to go back and watch that one. It was an absolute cracker of a race, I'm going to be honest. It was fantastic. Charles Leclerc ended up taking the win in Imola, scoring 18 points for the Team International. Same with Alexander Albon. He finished P3, which was a good performance from him. And a little bit of a surprise, Daniel Ricciardo rounded out the podium in second. He finished P2 for Team Australia. Verstappen ended up 4th, and we had a couple of DNFs. Both of the UK cars, they're looking for a good race today here in Silverstone at their home Grand Prix. We just saw them talking about Norris earlier. He was quickest in practice, so that's very interesting. And hopefully maybe some of the French drivers and maybe some of the Spanish drivers as well can pick up their form, and maybe Germany. We do have 2 substitutes today. The 2 drivers that crashed out last week, Esteban Ocon and Nico Hulkenberg. Hulkenberg is being replaced today by Mick Schumacher, so that's one of their 2 replacements. And, Esteban Ocon crashed into, I believe, Norris or Lewis Hamilton last time out. Ocon, for this race, is going to be replaced by their sub, which is going to be Isaac Hadjar. Other than that, all the other teams are looking like they're the same, but I expect to see a lot of subs in the next race. Sebastian Vettel is currently on his final flying lap. It looks like he's gone green in Sector 1 and he's gone green in Sector 2. When he comes across the line, we're going to try and see what type of lap he's going to be doing. You can see everyone else, a lot of everybody else is going to be on their out laps. Carlos Sainz did improve a little bit later on, and Vettel puts it almost 2 tenths behind Charles Leclerc, who set his initial lap a while ago. He is looking rapid in this race. Vettel puts that car up into P3, probably going to be safe from the elimination here in Q2. Lance Stroll also had a pretty solid lap. He's up into 4th. He did another one. We're going to see who else is on a lap here. Anybody else on a lap? Vries just finished his lap. That puts him 14th. Not good enough. What about the GOAT, Nicholas Latifi? Where can he put this Team Canada car here in Q1? Nicholas Latifi puts his car. Is it good enough? It is P10 at the moment. Of course, everybody else still has to do their laps. Lewis Hamilton, he is green in Sector 1, yellow in Sector 2 as he rounds the final corner. Where will this put Lewis Hamilton? Lewis Hamilton puts the car up into P9, did not improve. That's not a good lap there for Lewis. We are now watching Fernando Alonso on his flying lap as well. He's green in Sector 1. We have some improvements. Gasly is now up into the 3rd. Piastri puts that car up into 6th. In the drop zone currently at the moment is Giovinazzi, Albon, Jack Crawford, Mick Schumacher. Let's go on board with Mick. This is his first time racing in these newly spec'd out F1 cars. He did race last, I believe it was in 2022. Yeah, it was, alongside Kevin Magnussen in the Haas. But now he's racing for Team Germany, replacing Nico Hulkenberg today. Can Mick Schumacher get out of the drop zone? Same with Daruvala. He needs to get out of the drop zone. Mick Schumacher puts that car into 4th. Good lap for him there. Antonelli currently running in dead last. He needs to get out of this drop zone once again. Come on, Andrea. You really need a good lap here. He's got to represent Team Italy, the 18-year-old Italian driving for Mercedes in 2025. He needs a good lap as he rounds the final couple of corners. Looks like Logan Sargeant and Nick De Vries are officially eliminated here in Q1. Sargeant did not improve. De Vries did not improve. Will Antonelli improve up to 9th? Yes, he does. That puts Hadjar in the drop zone. As we watch Daruvala, can he improve to get out of Q1? No, he doesn't. He is out into P19. What about Antonio Giovinazzi coming across the line next? Can Giovinazzi improve, make it into Q2, representing Team Italy? Where will Giovinazzi put the car? 14th. He is in. Isaac Hadjar needs a good lap. He is eliminated in his first qualifying session. Looks like the only one who can put a lap in now is Albon, who's currently in dead last. Can Albon get a good enough Sector 3 to improve up to a minimum P16 and knock out Nicholas Latifi? It is very close between Latifi and Hamilton. Hamilton, it looks like he is going to be safe, but the only one at risk right now is Latifi and Albon. As Albon rounds the final couple of corners, will he be out here in Q1? We'll have to see as he comes across the line. How close will it be? Albon it's not good enough. Albon is eliminated, and that means Nicholas Latifi will survive and make it into Q2. The 5 eliminations in Q2 are Isaac Hadjar, Alex Albon, both of the US drivers, Jack Crawford and Logan Sargeant, Daruvala for Team India, and Nick de Vries for the Netherlands. Here in Q2, we are currently entering the final runs for almost everybody, and it's looking like in the drop zone right now is Mick Schumacher, Lando Norris. Gasly has a little bit of an issue. I don't know what that flag there means. Norris so in the drop zone currently is Mick Schumacher. Currently in the drop zone is Mick Schumacher, Lando Norris, Sebastian Vettel, Giovinazzi, Daniel Ricciardo, and Nicholas Latifi. All of them need good laps. I don't know if Giovinazzi and Latifi are out yet. They might not have another set of tires. Never mind. Vettel is now going out. Here goes Pierre Gasly, though. He needs a good lap here. Maini, underrated performance, currently P5 right now for Team India. It's looking like he might make it into Q3. Gasly currently is first to be starting a lap here on the new soft tires. Never mind, it was Antonio Giovinazzi who's on a flying lap right now. Well, incredible impeding there. I believe that is Lance Stroll. He just impeded Gasly in the first sector. That's not good for Gasly right there. Giovinazzi puts his car temporarily into P10 as everyone else has to put in a lap behind him. I believe Gasly is going to be the next one in the fast lap, and he does set a yellow sector 1, and due to the impeding there from, I believe that was Lance Stroll. Hopefully this Italian car, I believe this is Andrea Kimi Antonelli. He also impedes Gasly here in Sector 2. This is not a good lap for Pierre Gasly, and there's nothing you can do about it. The game just happens to have a lot of impeding, which is very unfortunate for Gasly and Team France. And Isaac Hadjar was already eliminated, so that's not good for him there. Looks like Mick Schumacher currently is starting a lap. We'll go on board with him a little bit later. Charles Leclerc has gone 2 yellow sectors, but I think it's easy enough for him to make it into Q3. Same with Max Verstappen. They're currently 1-2. Piastri driving for Team Australia, looking quick as well. Looks like Sainz has gone yellow in Sector 1 as well, but we're going to stay on board with Gasly here. Hopefully Mick Schumacher can have a good first sector. I want to see Mick go into Q3. Mick Schumacher is green currently now in Sector 1. That's huge for Mick. Hopefully in his first race back in Formula 1 machinery will be a Q3 appearance. Maybe he'll out-qualify Sebastian Vettel. That could be huge. As Gasly goes green in Sector 3, but it's not enough to improve. We're going to watch Carlos Sainz. He's coming across the line. Sainz goes into P7. Not a good lap for Sainz. That could put him at risk there. What about Mick Schumacher as he's going to go through the S section here? Mick Schumacher, let's watch on board. We'll watch off board with Mick right now as he goes through Meggetts, Beckett's, and Chapel. Beautiful set of corners here as Hamilton now goes purple in Sector 1. That's exactly what Lewis Hamilton needs as he's currently in 8th, right in the drop zone. That looks like that's Verstappen and some Italian car back there. I don't know who that was. But here go. Oh, is that a lot of impeding there for Mick Schumacher? That is not good as the Italian car gets out of the way and the Dutch car that has to be Max Verstappen because Nick de Vries is out is starting a lap. Not good timing there for Mick Schumacher as Ricciardo goes green in the middle sector. Mick Schumacher, will it be enough to get him into Q3? No, it's not. All that impeding did not help him very well as Ricciardo now is going to be rounding the final couple of corners. Can Daniel Ricciardo make it into Q3? Let's see what he can do as Nicholas Latifi sets the fastest first sector. What an absolute demon. Ricciardo puts that car up into 3rd. Here's Lando Norris coming across the final few corners as well. Will Norris make it into Q3? He's currently on the bubble. I can't believe Latifi has set the fastest first sector. Unbelievable. Lando Norris, P12. He at the moment is out of qualifying here in Silverstone. That is a terrible lap there for Lando Norris as Lewis Hamilton now goes fastest overall as he represents the United Kingdom with pride. Here's Nicholas Latifi, currently purple in Sector 1, green in Sector 2. Can Nicholas Latifi get it? Lance Stroll's currently in 6th, so he looks like he's a lock. But can Nicholas Latifi make it into Q3? This could be huge for Team Canada as he gets impeded by whoever the heck that was. I think that was Gasly repaying the favor for him impeding him. Oh boy, can Nicholas Latifi make it? And this is huge. We see Sebastian Vettel right behind Nicholas Latifi. He's in 15th. He's also in the drop zone. He needs a good lap. But here's Latifi across the line. It is P16. Latifi's out. That impeding from Gasly. Vettel is out as well. Both are eliminated. And Mick Schumacher as well. So it looks like eliminated in qualifying is Andrea Kimi. Let's start with the 16th. Looks like eliminated in Q2 is the GOAT Nicholas Latifi after a great first sector. Sebastian Vettel in P15. Mick Schumacher in 14th. Gasly in 13th. He's already in the pits. Lando Norris in 12th in his home Grand Prix. And Andrea Kimi Antonelli in P11, but that means Antonio Giovinazzi for Team Italy has made Q3. What an underrated performance today from Maini. Put that Team India car into Q3. Maini, not even one of the best F2 or F3 drivers out there, but he's competing with the best in the world alongside Hamilton, Verstappen, Alonso, Leclerc, Ricciardo, Piastri, Stroll, Sainz, and Giovinazzi. All of the other drivers in this top 10 have made it and have performed decently, maybe besides Gio and Lance Stroll, in Formula 1. But even Lance Stroll, he's had podiums. And then we have Maini here, driving for Team India, who's made it up to F2, never made it to F1, but he's putting in a great performance here today. This track has suited his driving style to perfection, and we're going to go on board with his first lap here in Q3 as Hamilton is now purple in Sector 1. That's huge for Lewis Hamilton. These are the first runs in Q3. This could be huge here. Here goes Maini. He is the first car out as well as he goes through Sector 1, or Meggetts, and then Beckett's. Oh no, there's a little bit of oh, that is so unfortunate there for Maini as Lance Stroll completely impedes his lap time. That is going to be a horrible Sector 2. Yeah, it's purple for now, but wait until anybody else goes through, like Lewis Hamilton. Maini, we're going to go off board with him right now as he rounds stuff through the final couple of corners. This will put him, not the best, it's not going to be a good lap due to Lance Stroll just getting in the way. F1 Manager really has to fix that impeding problem, because that is unfortunate there. That's probably why a lot of drivers do get eliminated in Q1 and Q2. As Maini, not a good lap. Let's see how much faster Lewis Hamilton's going to go. I don't think he had any impeding. Yeah, he goes 2.7 seconds slower than Lewis Hamilton. That is so unfortunate. Right now, Lewis Hamilton with about 3 minutes to go is on his flying lap here in Silverstone. He decided to go earlier than everybody else. He wanted a clean track, didn't want anybody to impede his lap time. Speaking of impeding, Leclerc got completely impeded in his lap time. He almost set the same lap time as Maini, probably through Meggetts, Beckett's, and Chapel situation over there. That's unfortunate for Charles Leclerc. He needs a good final lap now. But Hamilton is the first guy out. He goes purple in Sector 1, yellow in Sector 2. Where will this put Lewis Hamilton? He needs a really good lap time here. He's already, he is first overall, but he still wants to put more lap time out there, as Giovinazzi has actually put it in the third. So incredible lap time there for the Italian Jesus. But where will Lewis Hamilton put this car? Will it be an improvement or will it not be an improvement? It was an improvement. Hamilton remains and retains his P1, but we'll see who else is on a lap right now. Next on a lap is Fernando Alonso. Where will Fernando Alonso put his car? He needs a good lap as well. He's currently in P4, but where can he put his car? Fernando Alonso dethrones Lewis Hamilton and puts his Spanish car into P1. Those two went out a little bit earlier than everybody else. Nobody else, I think everybody else is just starting their lap. So let's take a look. Carlos Sainz is on an out lap. Piastri is going to be the next guy to start a lap here. Piastri, then Stroll, then Leclerc. That's what it's looking like on the driver tracker at the moment. Here goes Piastri. He's currently in Sector 1. So is Lance Stroll. So is Verstappen. So is Charles Leclerc. We're going to see if they left the track to improve at the perfect time. It is a beautiful sunny day here in Silverstone. What a gorgeous and fantastic day for all these Formula 1 cars, or I guess country-themed Formula 1 cars. As Piastri goes green in Sector 1. Charles Leclerc, or not, it's not Charles Leclerc. Charles Leclerc goes purple in Sector 1. Lance Stroll goes yellow in Sector 1. Leclerc is on a heater right now. Max Verstappen, green in Sector 1. He's improving. Leclerc, Verstappen, Ricciardo, Piastri, Stroll, Maini, Giovinazzi, they all need good laps here. Hamilton and Alonso were the only two who don't have to do a lap anymore. They finished their lap a little bit earlier on. Alonso's first. Hamilton is in second. As we're watching Oscar Piastri going through the S section of Meggetts, Beckett's, and Chapel. Here goes Oscar Piastri. The timing for Sector 2 is going to be right at the end of Chapel here. There goes Oscar Piastri, and he's purple in Sector 2. That is the fastest overall, is now Charles Leclerc. He's right on the back of Lance Stroll. Lance Stroll's having a terrible lap as Leclerc's already on the back of him. Leclerc might even overtake him. That's how slow Lance Stroll's going to be. No, it's not. But Piastri now into Sector 3. I think Leclerc's getting held up by Lance Stroll, but Leclerc's still purple in Sector 1 and Sector 2. But Lance Stroll's real slow, really slowing up Charles Leclerc. Piastri puts his car into third. Charles Leclerc puts his car into first. 3 purple sectors. What a lap from Charles Leclerc. What about Max Verstappen? He puts his car into P2. What a lap for him there. Here goes Maini through the final corner here. Maini puts his car in P9. He did have to use a set of new tires, set of used tires. That's unfortunate. And now the last 2 cars running are going to be Carlos Sainz, Daniel Ricciardo, and Antonio Giovinazzi. See what they can do. What a lap from Charles Leclerc. 3 purple sectors. He was absolutely on it. How much faster ahead is he? 7/10. Oh my goodness, what a lap from Leclerc. I know he got an unreal slipstream from Lance Stroll down the straight there, but that's incredible. What a lap from Charles Leclerc, as he's currently leading the championship as he won in Imola. Here's Daniel Ricciardo through the final corner representing Team Australia. How good can he put that car? Daniel Ricciardo across the line. Ooh, still in 10th. Not a good lap from him. What about Giovinazzi? What about Carlos Sainz? Carlos Sainz is going to come across the line next. Here's Sainz through the final corners. He needs a good exit here to put his car anywhere higher than P6. He was yellow in Sector 1, green in Sector 2. Sainz keeps that car. No, he actually improves up into P5. What about Antonio Giovinazzi? Last guy to come across the line here. What will he do for the Team Italy? Giovinazzi into P6. Wow, what a qualifying. We have Charles Leclerc on pole in Silverstone with Max Verstappen in P2. Fernando Alonso, he's in the pits, he's in 3rd. Hamilton in 4th. Carlos Sainz in 5th. Oscar Piastri in 6th. Giovinazzi in 7th. Lance Stroll in P8. Maini in P9. And Daniel Ricciardo in P10. Let's now...
The anticipation is really building here. The fans in attendance are absolutely buzzing with excitement. Amidst the noise and fanfare of the occasion, a crucial moment now to concentrate.
Not where they'd want to be in P21. Honestly, they've just got to give it their best shot.
So let's see what today has in store, shall we? Anticipation is high.
We got the 5 red lights now coming on for Silverstone. Charles Leclerc's on pole with his rival Max Verstappen in P2. Lights out and away we go. Hopefully we don't get any incidents on the race today, as Charles Leclerc gets off the line pretty well, but Verstappen gets an even better start heading into turn 1. Max Verstappen takes the lead. What tires are these guys on? Charles Leclerc's on hards. Why would you start on hards? And Max Verstappen starting on softs. 2 completely different tire strategies today. Max Verstappen's going to do the best he can to absolutely get away and just go. That's going to be his strategy for today. We'll have to see what everyone else is going to be doing. The rest of the field, let's see, Alonso and Sainz for both Spanish cars. What a start from Carlos Sainz. He's in 4th now. Hamilton on the softs has dropped down to 5th. But Charles Leclerc is not giving, or Max Verstappen is not getting away as much as I thought he would have been here. A little bit interesting there, but good looking performance right now for Team Spain. Same with Australia. They're running in a P6. We have a battle right now. These 2 are side by side. We got Ricciardo and Piastri. Same with Giovinazzi and Oscar Piastri. We got Ricciardo and Stroll side by side. Speaking of side by side, we got Fernando Alonso and Charles Leclerc. Ooh, Charles Leclerc around cops almost did the Lewis Hamilton, Max Verstappen 2021 here. As Stroll, this could not be good. We're going to have Stroll and, who's the Stroll and Ricciardo side by side through the S section. This could get dicey. It is dicey, and looks like Daniel Ricciardo edges out Lance Stroll in the S section here. Look how close it is between all these drivers here. We're going to go a little bit of an offboard now. Look at Pierre Gasly. They're all looking close. Look at, here's Sebastian Vettel making a move on Nicholas Latifi. Latifi on softs. Vettel going to be on the medium tires, as Vettel is battling Latifi like crazy. We have yellow flag somewhere. What happened to Isaac Hadjar? Looks like he just came out of the gravel. That's not good for him there on the soft tires. But Vettel and Latifi are still battling. It looks like Vettel, ran Latifi off the track there. Vettel gets up into P14 as Max Verstappen still in the lead of this Grand Prix. What a good start. Looks like only one little bit of a yellow flag. No DNFs on the first lap here. That's exactly what you want to see in Silverstone. DRS is currently enabled. Charles Leclerc's got DRS on Verstappen on the hards. He's going to be sending it down the inside of Max Verstappen. Can Max Verstappen hold the outside line, which then will turn into the inside line here at this corner as Verstappen does defend. Looks like those soft tires have a little bit of extra grip, exactly what Max Verstappen needs, and now he's getting away a little bit from Charles Leclerc there. That might have been a bad move there for Leclerc, as Verstappen now is probably going to give all the DRS he can to get away and pull away from this pack. He needs to do that, as his tires are going to wear out way quicker than Charles Leclerc on the hard tires, unless I know Verstappen is most likely at the moment conserving as much as he can, and Leclerc's probably pushing, but either way, hards to softs, big difference. Leclerc, the only driver to start on hards, I can almost guarantee it that he's going to be doing a one-stop race today, as Leclerc has stayed somehow within DRS, and Charles Leclerc is now going to go side by side with Verstappen. Oh, and Charles Leclerc looks like he's going to be taking the lead. Charles Leclerc is now in the lead. No, he's not. Max Verstappen is now side by side with Charles Leclerc. They're both side by side heading into the final few corners. This could get dicey. And it's, ooh, Max Verstappen squeezes him out there. Ooh, Leclerc's front wing was almost into the rear of Max Verstappen as Daruvala just overtook Jack Crawford. Everyone's setting fastest laps now. Who was that? Who was the fastest lap? That is Daniel Ricciardo has set the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. It looks like we're going to have another fantastic battle between Charles Leclerc and Max Verstappen today, just like round 1 in Imola. Will it be these two to run away with the driver's title in this championship? Team title is more important than the driver's title, if you ask me. Either way, there are 2 championships up for grabs here, so we'll see what happens. Isaac Hadjar not having the greatest debutant weekend. He's currently in dead last. He did replace Esteban Ocon for today, as Leclerc and Max Verstappen are still battling, as Verstappen still holds it around the outside there. Those soft tires giving him the extra grip that he needs. Alonso looks like he's doing a fantastic job holding on to those medium tires. If you take a look at the gaps between, or the difference between him and Leclerc, Leclerc's definitely pushing on those hards. But who has the worst tires at the moment? At the moment, it is Isaac Hadjar running in last. It's because he went wide. That took probably a little bit out of his tires that he didn't want it, which is unfortunate for him. Maini having a pretty solid race right now in P10, as Leclerc's trying to go side by side through the S section as he's on hard tires, and they are side by side. This is a daring move for Leclerc. If he can make the overtake here, what an overtake from Charles Leclerc. Now he's going to also have DRS down the back straight here. Can Leclerc get away? Verstappen might get swamped by everybody. Verstappen's getting swamped by Fernando Alonso, Lewis Hamilton. We're 2 by 2 heading into this corner here, as Leclerc is going to now try to get away, as Alonso gets put back into the clutches of Lewis Hamilton and Sainz. What absolute beautiful racing here from the 2 childhood rivals, and we still have not seen any incidents yet on these races. I'm sure you guys know what that meme is. But yeah, we're on lap 4, and both Leclerc and Verstappen are absolutely putting on a show today in Silverstone. Team Netherlands versus Team International. There is not enough drivers for a Monaco team. That's why Charles Leclerc has opted to go for the Team International route. But Max Verstappen representing Team Netherlands with pride. He's going to definitely make an overtake here on Charles Leclerc. He's got those soft tires, which have certainly way more grip, but Leclerc defending the line. He's got given Verstappen an inch. I can't believe Verstappen didn't even attempt an overtake there. That is impressive defending there from Charles Leclerc, as everybody is looking real racy today here in Silverstone. Now on to lap 6, Lando Norris has made his way up to P10. He's having a pretty solid overtaking race right now, as Stroll and Piastri are going side by side for P8. Charles Leclerc in the hard tires has dropped down to P5. Looks like he's just conserving now a little bit. Verstappen currently in the lead, using quite a lot of tires as well. All these guys racing as hard as they can, as Alonso is now in the lead of the Grand Prix here for Team Spain. Great driving there from the most veteran driver in F1 history. Just currently did his 400th Grand Prix at Mexico, but Verstappen fights him back. Verstappen using as much tire as he can. I'm sure he would have liked to have complete clean air right now, as Charles Leclerc is way back there. He's really holding up the field on these tires. I hope he doesn't have damage. That would not be good for Charles Leclerc's race. It doesn't say he's got damage, but once you start battling, which he's battling Giovinazzi, by the way, what a performance from Antonio. But Charles Leclerc is probably going to try and defend this as much as he can. There are 2 groups. We have the lead group of Verstappen, Alonso, Sainz, and Hamilton, and then we have another group of Charles Leclerc, which is like all the way down to the rest of the field here, all the way into last. That is very interesting there, as Leclerc and Giovinazzi now battling for P5. Giovinazzi now gets ahead of Leclerc. Doesn't look like the hard tires were a good starting strategy there for Leclerc. He was in the lead at one point, but now he's just getting swamped by absolutely everybody. That's not good for his race. Hopefully he can pick it back up once the pit stops happen, but at the moment, not looking good for the young, he's not even young anymore, but the Monegasque driver, Charles Leclerc. Now on lap 13 here, Alonso, Verstappen, Hamilton, and Sainz are still in the lead, as Daruvala has overtaken Mick Schumacher, who's now somehow in last. I don't know what's happened there. Here's Mick Schumacher. We have a replay of what happened. Mick Schumacher, what happened to Mick? He dropped a couple places here. He just had a lockup, and he ran right off the track, lost a few position there. That's not good for Mick. That puts him now running into dead last. Not a good showing there for Mick in his first race back, and his tires are looking absolutely cooked. Speaking of looking cooked, Max Verstappen is fighting Fernando Alonso at the moment, still battling for P1 here. having great battles between the Spaniard and the Dutch driver, with the British driver of Hamilton right behind in his home Grand Prix, with Carlos Sainz in 4th. Giovinazzi is still battling Charles Leclerc for 5th here. Leclerc's tires are probably looking way better than everybody else's at the moment, so he's probably going to start getting away from these guys. But DRS is incredibly powerful when you have equal cars like this, and you can see as this entire grid right now is, oh my goodness, it is very close. Look at Lando Norris having an overtaking masterclass, putting a move on Lance Stroll. Lando Norris now up into P7. We got everybody going side by side at the moment. Look at this. There's so many cars side by side. We got Piastri's down to 13th now in Gasly. Latifi is still battling Sebastian Vettel somehow for 14th. We got De Vries. Oh, Daruvala just went off the track there. That's not good for him. Nick De Vries up into P17. But the battle for the lead is still right now in the hands of Fernando Alonso. Charles Leclerc really has to start making a move right now on Giovinazzi as well, or else he's got to really kiss the race win goodbye and basically just give the win to Verstappen or Alonso, Sainz, or Hamilton at this point. Mick Schumacher was the first driver to come into the pits, and it makes sense. He had the worst tires out of absolutely everybody after he went wide and had that lock up. Mick Schumacher now, what tires is he on? He's going to be on mediums, probably going to be doing a 2-stop strategy today. I know Charles Leclerc's most likely doing a 1-stop. He does have the freshest tires out of everybody, but Sebastian Vettel has managed his tires. He's at 70% to complete perfection right now. He's doing phenomenal. You can see the top 4 have a 6-second gap to the next group, which is literally everybody else in this race. They keep battling and swapping for positions, so nobody is able to get away from this group here. But Verstappen just dropped down to 4th as we're like 4 wide heading into this corner here. Verstappen now down to 4th. His soft tires probably worn out a lot. Looks like a good strategy for both Spanish drivers of Alonso and Sainz to be going on the medium tires, as Hamilton and Fernando Alonso, 2007 rivals for McLaren, are now battling for Team Spain and the United Kingdom, as Fernando Alonso has now set the fast lap of the Grand Prix. Lando Norris is battling Maini for P8 here. Norris has dropped a couple spots. Somehow Lance Stroll is up into P5. He's having a fantastic performance as well. Giovinazzi still flying the flag for Team Italy, having a beautiful race in P7. P6. Charles Leclerc has dropped down to P7 after starting on pole. I don't think the hard tires were a great strategy today, but the pit window is going to be open very soon, so that'll definitely shake up the rest of this running order. Albon looks like he's going to be the next driver coming into the pits for the Team International. He started on softs, unlike Charles Leclerc. He used a lot of his tires. Where is Albon going to come out after this? Look at those beautiful Team International pit crews here. Albon goes on to softs again. So it looks like he's probably going to do soft hard or a soft medium strategy, as Albon, the only one to come into the pits this lap. We'll see if Mick Schumacher, I don't think Mick Schumacher is going to be out ahead of him. Albon doing a great, I guess he's going to be doing a phenomenal undercut here. Let's see what he can do. Albon comes out, and he is 17 seconds behind Jack Crawford, 18 seconds behind Crawford now. He's going to have to put a great L-lap and in-lap to undercut a bunch of other competitors in this race. Lap 19, Max Verstappen and a bunch of other drivers are in the pits. Verstappen's going to do a soft strategy. He just wants to flat-out push. What about Lando Norris? Lando Norris coming into the pits as well. Same with a lot of other drivers. Verstappen is already out. He doesn't get held up by anybody. What about Lando Norris, though? Where will this put him? He started on softs, and he's going soft medium. That is a different strategy there for Team UK. I like the different strategies here. What about Pierre Gasly's going to go mediums. Nicholas Latifi is back on softs. Was it a double stack? It wasn't a double stack. It was not a double stack. Nick De Vries going to go, he's on mediums as well. Very interesting, different tire strategies in this race, which is something you don't see a lot in regular Formula 1, but with these equal cars, whatever strategy you want to do, go for it. That's what I say. As everybody's pitting, we still have battles between Sainz, Alonso, and Hamilton for the lead of this Grand Prix. I can't believe none of them made contact here. Sainz and Hamilton going side by side through the S section. That is a daring and bold move for Hamilton as he gets up into P2. Now he's going to have the DRS on Fernando Alonso. Will Lewis Hamilton now take the lead here in Silverstone, his home Grand Prix, representing the United Kingdom, and Hamilton is now in the lead, and you can hear the crowd going absolutely crazy for him. That stuff, you just love to see Hamilton in the lead here in Silverstone. He won here in 2024, and basically every other year we've really come here. Great job for Charles Leclerc there, or for not Charles Leclerc, great job for Lewis Hamilton there. From the lead of the Grand Prix, Lewis Hamilton is coming into the pits. He's probably the last guy on the softs besides Piastri and Antonelli. A few guys are coming in. We got Lewis Hamilton, Lance Stroll. We had a slow pit stop for Isaac Hadjar. That's not good, but Hamilton's going to go soft medium probably to the end of this race. He's done a long job on the initial soft tires. Same with Lance Stroll, he's going on mediums, and Antonio Giovinazzi on mediums as well. I can almost guarantee you that Oscar Piastri on the starting softs and Andrea Antonelli also on the starting softs are going to go on hards probably till the end of the Grand Prix. In fact, they could even go to mediums. But staying out still is Charles Leclerc, and he's lost so much time battling with all these other drivers here as Piastri still hasn't pitted, but he's still losing more and more time. It doesn't look like the hard tires were the way to go today for Charles Leclerc, but eventually these guys will come into the pits as well. Alonso has put a gap now onto Carlos Sainz. Looks like they're probably in straight tire management phase, probably going as long as they can. Then they'll throw the softs on it to the end of the Grand Prix, but Sainz is falling back by how much? He's lost 1.6 seconds now to Fernando Alonso. That's not good. And then there's an 8, almost 9-second gap to Oscar Piastri, which, I mean, these guys have battled every single lap. They just keep losing time, and it's not the best for their race, but hey, they're having fun. I mean, that's what you want to see. Right now, at the moment, Max Verstappen is absolutely flying on this new set of soft tires. He's going to have to do another pit stop today, but he's going to try and catch all the way up to Alonso and Sainz. He's now 7.8 seconds back. Leclerc has broken a gap now on those hard tires, so it looks like he's looking a little bit better now. Probably going to do one of those overcut strategies. If he could stick on the back of Verstappen, that could be great for his race because he'll probably be on better tires than Verstappen until the end of the race. He's in DRS with Verstappen right now. So Verstappen, who is currently the fastest driver on the track, with Fernando Alonso coming into the pits, Verstappen is going to try and pull Leclerc up. That could be huge for Charles Leclerc's races. Alonso now pitting from the lead in this Grand Prix. This is the one and only pit stop it's going to be now for the Spanish driver, as I believe Carlos Sainz probably going to come into the pits next lap. Would not be surprised there. But let's see what will happen here wow, Fernando Alonso goes on to hards. He's doing a medium-hard strategy, probably just straight full-on push. If I were him, I would have gone on. Actually, it's probably too long to go on to softs, but we'll see. We will see as Alonso coming out. Will he be out ahead or behind Hamilton? He is out way behind Hamilton, as Hamilton had a great undercut, putting a couple seconds between him, and that was net race leader at the moment, Fernando Alonso. Currently now, I guess Verstappen is technically the net race leader, as he's still pulling Charles Leclerc along. Great for Charles Leclerc's race, as he's putting a gap to Maini, who's battling Sebastian Vettel at the moment. Very interesting stuff there. Sebastian Vettel now is coming in for his pit stop, and Verstappen is now 2.7 seconds behind Carlos Sainz, and Charles Leclerc is still within the DRS. Vettel's going on to softs. He's going to try and nurse those soft tires 22 laps. That is a very tough strategy there for Sebastian Vettel, but if anyone can do it, I believe it is going to be Sebastian Vettel, one of the tire whisperers, but he's calmed down all the way. Is he in dead last? Vettel in 20th place after that pit stop. He tried to do an overcut. He's going to be probably the fastest car on track for a while, but at the moment, it's not looking the very best for Vettel. I mean, he's got to have to make up so many spots in a lot of cars. Probably going to do another pit stop here, but Max Verstappen, the lead at this race still is Carlos Sainz. He's going as long as he possibly can. I believe he's going to be going on softs probably till the end of this race here. Then we have Max Verstappen currently running in P2 as he's still pulling Charles Leclerc along. Max Verstappen has not dropped Charles Leclerc. Leclerc has so much life left, it looks like, in those hard tires. He's at 47% compared to Max Verstappen 67. He's trying to make a move. Oh, this is the first time Leclerc's made a move on Verstappen there. Verstappen's tires looks like they're really wearing out as Carlos Sainz, and Charles Leclerc are both coming into the pits here. This will be their one and only pit stop. Sainz somehow has made his starting mediums last as long as Charles Leclerc's starting hards. Very interesting strategy there. I'm sure both of them are probably going to go on to softs now to the end of this race, but we'll have to see. It'll be very close between them. Carlos Sainz is going on to soft tires. Yes, he is. We have a great pit stop there for the Spanish team. What about Charles Leclerc? He's going on to medium tires. Okay, Leclerc's going to try and push harder than Carlos Sainz now until the end of the race. Sainz is going to be definitely in tire nursing mode, and Charles Leclerc is going to be in just straight push mode, I would have to say, as Daruvala now sets the fastest lap. He's looking like he's absolutely flying. Good job for him there, as now Max Verstappen in the lead has a 9-second gap between himself and Lewis Hamilton. Maini, is he still on his starting tires? He still is. Maini currently in P3 on his starting tires, having a great overcut there. Now that everybody has made their first and one and only, or maybe first of double pit stops today, the gaps look like this. Max Verstappen is currently in the lead of the Grand Prix with Lewis Hamilton 9 seconds behind. Verstappen's going to have to do another pit stop. He's gone soft. Hamilton does not have to do another pit stop. He is in P2. Fernando Alonso also doesn't have to do another pit stop. He is in 3rd. Nicholas Latifi, is battling Carlos Sainz. Latifi does have to do another pit stop. He's done soft strategy today, which is looking pretty good for him. Carlos Sainz, who is battling Latifi, currently in 5th, does not have to pit again. He is running in 4th, and Latifi's looking good. As he runs Latifi off the track. Lando Norris has a great view of the battle between Latifi and Carlos Sainz. Lando Norris also does not have to pit today. He's looking pretty solid there. Lance Stroll, who is in P7. Albon is currently running in P8. Daruvala does have to do another pit stop. He's in P9. Charles Leclerc does not have to pit. Probably got the freshest tires out of everybody in P10. Logan Sargeant is running in 11th. Antonio Giovinazzi is running in 12th. Nick De Vries running in 13th with Pierre Gasly in 14th. Both Australian drivers messed up their strategies today. It looks like 15th for Piastri and 16th for Ricciardo. I don't like how they've fallen back almost 10 places since where they qualified. Andrea Kimi Antonelli running into P17. Mick Schumacher currently in 18th. Crawford in 19th, battling Maini at the moment as Maini is rounding the outside. He has the freshest tires on the track. He just pitted for hards. He's going to be pushing till the end of the race. Sebastian Vettel, not a good strategy for him today. I don't know what happened, but he was looking good over to start the Grand Prix, but they put him on softs. He's got to try and nurse these to the end. Good luck. And in dead last is Isaac Hadjar in his first ever Formula 1 race. As Lance Stroll just lost the position here to Lando Norris. I believe he lost the position to... no, he didn't lose the position to these guys. But everybody is battling now for all these positions. Look at the tires. Tires are looking strong for a bunch of these drivers here, like Charles Leclerc. He has great tires. Carlos Sainz is going to be trying to nurse these tires to the end. Albon is now going in. He was the first one to pit for the original set of second, I guess, soft tires. Now he's pitting for his 3rd set of tires, which is most likely going to be mediums because he can't go soft. So let's see what Alexander Albon is going to come into the pits and attempt to do right now. This will probably be a mimic strategy as well from Max Verstappen, who's going to do the same thing in a couple laps. As Verstappen, or this is Albon. Albon now goes on to medium tires as he's doing a soft medium strategy, but all eyes now are going to be on Max Verstappen because Albon's going to be coming out in last. So Albon is going to have to do an overtaking masterclass now to get back into the lead of this Grand Prix. As here is Max Verstappen just in a league of his own, 9.5 seconds ahead of Lewis Hamilton, who is 6 seconds ahead of Alonso, who's 4 seconds ahead of Carlos Sainz. What a performance right now for Max Verstappen. Max Verstappen is currently leaving the pits at the moment. Charles Leclerc overtakes Jehan Daruvala. Good job there, Charles Leclerc. He's looking pretty solid. As looks like we have a yellow flag. What is happening here? We have some drivers dropping down the field. Is that Sargeant? Was it Logan Sargeant? He's dropping back quite a lot. Let's take a look at Sargeant. Looks like he's off the track and he has a broken front wing. And we have a replay right now between a crash between multiple cars. This is Nick De Vries and Logan Sargeant. What has happened here? As they both run each other off the track. Do they hit each other multiple times? Doesn't look like it. But somehow Logan Sargeant, or is that De Vries? Logan Sargeant now is going to have to pit for a brand new front wing. That's not good for his race. That is very unfortunate for Logan Sargeant there. While that was going on, we saw Max Verstappen coming out of the pits. Maybe some drivers did have to slow up, which would have likely helped Verstappen. Now we have a time penalty, 5-second penalty for Logan Sargeant. That sucks for him for causing a collision. Unfortunate there for Logan Sargeant. But look at Max Verstappen. He's going to have to gain. What's his gap to the leader? Max Verstappen has to gain 11.5 seconds to catch up to Lewis Hamilton for the win of this Grand Prix. It could be close. If we take a look at tires, Hamilton's on 71%, Verstappen's on 98%. But can Hamilton hold off? Can Hamilton, Sainz, and Alonso all hold off Verstappen? Or will it be a comeback or come through the field drive for Max Verstappen today? We got like 15 laps to go here today, so it's going to be very exciting to see what will happen at the end of this Grand Prix. As we got some incredible battles behind between Giovinazzi, who's somehow still battling Norris, Stroll, and Charles Leclerc as they're side by side into turn 1. That was a daring move from Lando Norris to get up into P5. We need Charles Leclerc to be making more moves here. He's got the freshest tires out of everybody, but it doesn't look like he can do anything. And Logan Sargeant has finally made it back to the pits after he had his front wing damage, and he's got a 5-second time penalty. So it looks like Logan Sargeant is out of contention in this race. As we check now up with Sebastian Vettel, not looking like the best strategy for him today. He's on softs, probably going to, or definitely going to the end on these, but he's not looking like the fastest driver at the moment. What about the gaps right now? The gap, Max Verstappen, 11.5. Doesn't look like he's gaining any time on Lewis Hamilton. That's a little bit strange. He should be pushing way harder than he is, but Hamilton is doing his best in clean air to retain the lead here in Silverstone. He's doing his best. Hopefully, Lewis Hamilton can keep the lead here, because I'm sure the home fans would want to see this. We are still watching Lewis Hamilton currently in the lead of this Grand Prix, and there is a yellow flag. We have a crash involving multiple cars. Let's take a look at the replay. This is Andrea Kimi Antonelli. I can't tell who the other driver is. It's either Ricciardo or Piastri. They do the exact same thing that, yeah, Antonelli got hit quite badly. We have the same thing that happened with Logan Sargeant and Nick De Vries as well. Oh no, that's not good for Team Italy. You can see the team is not looking happy about that one. Let's take a look at the drivers. I believe it was Daniel Ricciardo. It was. Ricciardo now has no front wing. Andrea Kimi Antonelli also has damage. A lot of damage coming on to the end of this Grand Prix here. Not looking good for them there. Verstappen has gained a little bit of time. He's gained about a second on Lewis Hamilton with 13 laps to go here, but he's going to need more than that if he wants any shot at taking the win today. Same with Carlos Sainz and Fernando Alonso. Sainz is on soft tires, but I don't think it's going to be enough, as Daniel Ricciardo now gets a 5-second time penalty for causing a collision there with Andrea Kimi Antonelli after a great race 1. That's really unfortunate for Daniel Ricciardo here in race 2, as we have battles between Charles Leclerc, Lando Norris, Antonio Giovinazzi, and Lance Stroll. All of these guys are battling like absolute madmen right now, battling for P6 in this Grand Prix. Not the best race for Charles Leclerc, which is unfortunate. Starting on those hards, like I said, it was not good for him, as Hadjar is coming into the pits again for his second stop. I'm surprised, as he is on medium tires. That doesn't look like a good strategy for him today, the little French guy in his first ever race. Same with Ricciardo. He's going to have to serve his 5-second time penalty, but Sainz is making the difference right now. He's gaining on Lewis Hamilton on those soft tires, and he's still battling with Fernando Alonso. If I were them, I'd be like, don't be battling each other. Catch up to the leader if I were the team principal right now for Team Spain. But what can you do there? We now have 10 laps to go, and we're going to run through the grid order here, as Lewis Hamilton now has a 4.6 second gap to Carlos Sainz. Sainz is trying to close the gap as much as he can on those soft tires, with Alonso right on the back of him there. Currently shaping up to be a great day for Team Spain. Max Verstappen is 6 seconds behind all of them. Verstappen has closed the gap quite substantially, and it looks like he has the best tires out of everybody remaining in this Grand Prix in the top 4. Charles Leclerc still battling his life away with Lance Stroll in P6 and Lando Norris in 7th. Giovinazzi is in 8th. Oh, he's going side by side with Piastri. We're on board with this. Great move there for Antonio Giovinazzi to put that car in it to P7. Looks like Leclerc is going to be overtaken by Stroll. Norris is down to P8. Oscar Piastri for Team Australia in P9. Gasly is in 10th. Sebastian Vettel in 11th. Maini is battling Vettel for 12th. Jack Crawford is in a P13. Mick Schumacher in his first race, not a good race for Germany, P14. Albon, terrible race for Team International in P15. Latifi in P16, kind of where I expected him to be, the GOAT. He's battling Daruvala for P16. Hadjar is in P18. Nick De Vries driving by himself in P19. In P20 is Logan Sargeant. Daniel Ricciardo, P21, he had damage and a penalty. Same with the bottom 4 here. And Antonelli is battling Ricciardo for dead last. But Lewis Hamilton is still trying to nurse this 3.5 second gap. We have 8 laps to go. Alonso is 3.6 seconds behind. I think by the end of this race, it will be very close between the leaders, so we'll have to see how close this will get nearing the end of this Grand Prix. Max Verstappen is now up into P2. He has overtaken and cleared Sainz and Fernando Alonso. Those new tires for Max Verstappen are giving him the grip he needs to catch up to Lewis Hamilton with 6 laps to go. It's a 1.1 second gap, as Verstappen is now catching the back of Lewis Hamilton, kind of similar to what happened this year in 2024 here in Silverstone, except Hamilton was the victor that day. But today, it might go the way of Max Verstappen, as he is now within DRS range of Lewis Hamilton. Let's ride on board with Max Verstappen as he's battling and trying to get this Dutch car to get the win here in Silverstone. Verstappen has been absolutely flawless today. So has Lewis Hamilton, as Maini and Daruvala are battling right now for P12 and P13. Maini's battling Vettel for 11, as Verstappen now has DRS on Lewis Hamilton. This is a 2021 remake of Sebastian Vettel versus Hamilton, or Max Verstappen versus Hamilton, and Max Verstappen has taken the lead here in Silverstone, as Mick Schumacher is coming into the pits for some reason. But look at this. Hamilton is not going to give this up easy. If you look at the tires, Verstappen's got 77% to Lewis Hamilton's 49. Not looking good for him there. That is not the best look for Lewis Hamilton. But either way, I'm sure these two are going to battle to the end of time at the moment, till the end of this Grand Prix, and that'll probably give Sainz and Alonso a little bit of space to catch right back up, because Hamilton is going to be within DRS. He's kept close to Verstappen through the S section. Verstappen definitely the faster of the two with these tires, but Hamilton's going to have DRS. Hopefully nothing bad happens. We have a yellow flag somewhere. I don't know where this yellow flag is. Something's happening in Sector 2. I don't see anybody dropping positions here, but Verstappen does defend on Hamilton. Hamilton probably trying to save his ERS. Logan Sargeant had a spin on turn 13. Let's take a look at that. What did Logan Sargeant do? Logan Sargeant, just a spin by himself. Camera goes a little bit wonky there. Yeah, he's a little mad at himself. No surprise. Is the US team going to be a little pissed off with that? Oh, yes, they are. Yeah, Team USA not happy about that. Their driver's not performing very well today. Yellow flags are still out. I think Logan Sargeant's back on the track. I wouldn't be surprised. Unless there's another yellow flag. No, it's a Nick de Vries spin. We have back-to-back spins. What did Nick de Vries do? Not a good race for Nick de Vries. Nick de Vries has had two really poor races. Nick de Vries had that exact, I think, spin in qualifying as well. Not looking good for Nick de Vries there. But Max Verstappen and Hamilton are still battling. Leclerc and Lance Stroll and Norris and Giovinazzi and Piastri and all these guys are still battling. There's a battle from 1 to 2. There's a battle from 3 to 4 and a battle from 5 to 10. This is very close battling between everybody here. But we have almost, I think it's 5 laps to go. And Hamilton and Verstappen is still battling for this lead. Alonso and Sainz probably still battling. But Max Verstappen has the tires to defend against Lewis Hamilton here. Great battling between the two ex-championship rivals, but now it looks like Verstappen is probably getting away just a little bit. Hamilton did not have a good corner there. The gap is 9/10 of a second. Lewis Hamilton needs a good slipstream and needs a good Copse, Maggots, Beckett's, and Chapel set of corners there just to get even remotely close to Verstappen. Verstappen does have the tires, like we've said many times in this Grand Prix, but all eyes are going to be on Hamilton, see if he can gain a little bit of time. Looks like he's using a lot of his battery to keep up through this section here to get a good run with the DRS. Let's go on board with Hamilton here. We're on board with Hamilton. Will it be enough to catch up to Max Verstappen? It does not look like it, but he does get close. He's currently about 2/10 behind Max Verstappen. Not enough to overtake him right now, but Maini and Vettel are battling. Looks like I believe they're side by side. Ooh, they almost were side by side, pretty close through the S section here. There's probably going to be an overtake there for Maini getting up into P12. Then he's going to have to make up a decent gap to Pierre Gasly. Hopefully he can do that. But Alonso and Sainz are still battling, and they're losing time to Verstappen and Hamilton. Looks like this is going to be the 1-2 today, but Charles Leclerc is not even gaining up to Alonso as well, because he's battling Lance Stroll lap after lap. But lap after lap, we have a battle between Verstappen and Hamilton. Lap 49 out of 52. This is a 2021 remake, like I've said before, and if it's anything like 2021, Verstappen will be in a barrier, and Hamilton will take the win. Hopefully that doesn't happen. But Hamilton sends it to the inside. Verstappen once again sends it and defends the outside. Great battling there between the two ex-championship rivals. Two of the best drivers in Formula 1 today, battling for the win in Silverstone, one of the greatest driver tracks of all time, other maybe than Suzuka and probably Spa. Beautiful racing today between them, giving each other enough space. Hopefully it doesn't end in as a travesty like it did in 2021. But we'll have to see, as Hamilton is so close. Verstappen is not doing enough to get away from Hamilton. The DRS, like I said, in Slipstream, so very powerful here in this track with these equal cars. Let's see what Lewis Hamilton can do. He's going to have DRS on Verstappen. They're going to be side by side, heading down the back straight here as Hamilton has retaken Verstappen for the lead. And you can hear the crowd cheering. They want their home hero, Lewis Hamilton, to win this race against their arch nemesis, Max Verstappen. Now, Verstappen is going to be the chaser. I know he's got better tires. He's probably going to keep real close between Hamilton. Oh, there Hamilton defends. There's a little bit of a wheel jerk there as they're going to go side by side into turn 1. This is daring. Verstappen around the outside in turn 1. What a move there. Even Verstappen really put the hammer down on Lewis Hamilton, who sometimes gets the hammer time. What driving there for Max Verstappen. Maini and Vettel are still battling like absolute crazy people right now. Good for them. As Hamilton now has DRS again. Will he make the move down the inside against Verstappen? He does not. Verstappen just knows the braking spot in that corner very well. Good job there for Max Verstappen to stay in front. And Hamilton is, Alonso has dropped 6 seconds behind these guys because him and Sainz are now battling for the podium. I guess they don't believe they can even fight for the win anymore, so they decided to battle for who's going to be in third. But really, all I care about is who's going to be in first between Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton. This is great battling between the two, and I thought they were going to go side by side through the S's. I was going to say that would not be bold, not be a smart move for Hamilton, because Hamilton is literally a 10th behind through the S section, through Chapel right now, as he's got DRS open. It's going to be a slam dunk overtake. It's going to come down to the last lap. Who's going to have the DRS on the last lap? I think that's going to be who will win this Grand Prix, as Hamilton is now back in the lead of this Grand Prix, but Verstappen is not going to give it up. Will he send it down the inside here? He does not. Verstappen thinks better of it. Huge move there for Lewis Hamilton to take the lead of the Grand Prix. Lance Stroll still battling Charles Leclerc for 5th. Piastri has dropped back of those guys as well. We have a great battle between there as Verstappen. Is he going to try and go around the outside of turn 1 again? He thought better of it this time as Hamilton defends, and you can hear the crowd going absolutely crazy for their home hero, Lewis Hamilton. I'm sure on the last lap, we have 2 laps to go. Lap 51 out of 52. This will be a great fight between everybody. You love to see it. We got Hamilton and Verstappen battling right all the way through Cops. Are they going to go side by side through Cops? No, not like this. Just not like 2021. They thought better of it. I was going to say that could have been an exact opposite of what happened, but Verstappen and Hamilton are going to be side by side going through the S section on lap 51 out of 52, the penultimate lap of this race. Verstappen hung it around the outside to take the lead, and I believe he's going to have DRS on this lap here. Verstappen does have DRS. He's going to be out ahead. Was that the move to win the race there for Max Verstappen, as we're going to be heading into the final lap here in Silverstone? Verstappen has an over a second gap to Lewis Hamilton now. That could have been the move of the race for Lewis Hamilton, the move of this entire tournament. Around the outside and inside of Cops, they were side by side through Maggots, Beckett's, and a Chapel, as now we are entering the final lap of the Grand Prix. Max Verstappen has a 1.2 second lead. I think it's going to be over here. I thought it would have come down to the final lap, but no, Verstappen thought better of it and decided to make the move of like the century on Lewis Hamilton there. What a move for Max Verstappen. That was absolutely unbelievable there. Just the vibes are absolutely incredible here today, as Verstappen now in clean air is pulling away from Lewis Hamilton on the final lap of the Grand Prix. Charles Leclerc and Lance Stroll are still battling for P5. That's another position we're going to have to watch, and there is a battle for P5. Charles Leclerc is now overtaking Lance Stroll for P5 on the final lap. Well, there will be another DRS straight to go, but what a battle today between Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton. And the one stop versus the two stop today. Soft, medium for Verstappen. And I believe it was medium, hard, or soft, hard for Lewis Hamilton today. Verstappen has a 1.5 second gap, and it looks like the two stop was the favored strategy overall. I mean, just really in the hands of Verstappen, as he's rounding the final couple of corners, the big right-hander here, now through the final little chicane here. I believe this is what they call, that's not the bus stop, that's in Spa. We have the final couple of corners. Max Verstappen is going to win for Team Netherlands to take his first win of the World Championship. What a drive for him. Lewis Hamilton finishes in P2, and battling for the podium is Carlos Sainz in P3 with Lance Stroll into P5. He ended up overtaking Charles Leclerc, who finishes P6. Lando Norris into P7. Oscar Piastri P8. Kush Maini P9. And Antonio Giovinazzi looks like he's rounding out the top 10. And Kush Maini got into P9. That is huge points there for the Team India. That is their first points of this tournament. Great job for Kush Maini. Giovinazzi scores points for Team Italy. Daruvala just missed out. I don't even know who got the fastest lap point, but a disappointing day for Logan Sargeant, who is having a great battle here. This is a battle for dead last between Antonelli, Ricciardo, and Sargeant. Looks like Antonelli's going to come out on top between that battle. Ricciardo's going to finish in at 21st, and Logan Sargeant looks like he's going to finish in dead last. But guys, what a race for Max Verstappen. What a race for Lewis Hamilton. And to round out the podium, Fernando Alonso. The only 3 world driver, actually no, Seb's on this grid. I was gonna say the only 3 world drivers champions on this list, but 3 of the world drivers champions who are still remaining in Formula 1. What a performance.
We see Mick Schumacher now after a challenging race.
Yep, and with a P19 finish, they'll need to pick themselves up after that.
And no doubt, Verstappen fans will be celebrating the Dutchman's achievement.
And that's win number 1 of the season, and it's sure to provide them with a real confidence boost.
Well, we might be in Britain, but our podium finishers won't be celebrating with a cup of tea tonight. They'll be staying true to Formula 1 tradition. Karun, how do you think they'll be feeling in the team garage at the end of that?
It was a strangely mixed weekend for them. We saw one driver put in a strong performance, but it was a different story for the other. Definitely positives there though.
And here in Silverstone, the weekend now draws to a close.
Next round, we're moving on to an exhilarating circuit. Formula One will be taking to the Hungaroring for the Hungarian Grand Prix.
Now, here is what your driver standings looks like after 2 rounds of this championship. Max Verstappen is in the lead, 4 points ahead of Charles Leclerc in P2, and Fernando Alonso is in 3rd, with Lewis Hamilton, Daniel Ricciardo, and Carlos Sainz all tied for 4th. We got Lance Stroll in, we got Alexander Albon in 7th with 15 points. We got Lance Stroll in 8th. Daruvala is in 9th, with Lando Norris rounding out your top 10. The rest of the point scorers are Piastri in 11th, tied with Vettel with 12. In 12th, India's Kush Maini is in P13. Logan Sargeant's 14th, Antonio Giovinazzi's 15th, and yet to score, we have Gasly, Nick De Vries, Nicholas Latifi, Isaac Hadjar, Jack Crawford, Andrea Kimi Antonelli, Mick Schumacher, Esteban Ocon, Nico Hulkenberg, Jack Doohan, Jacques Villeneuve for Team Canada, Spain, Pepe Marti in 27th, USA's Juan Manuel Correa in 28th, Italy's Gabriele Mini, India's Mahavir Ragunathan in 30th, Richard Verschoor 31st, George Russell still hasn't raced, and neither has Yuki Tsunoda. In the Constructors' standings, the Team International is leading by 5 points ahead of Team Spain in P2, and the Netherlands team is in 3rd. United Kingdom is in 4th, with Australia 5th, Canada in 6th, India P7, Germany P8, USA P9, Italy in P10 with 1 point, and still yet to score is Team France in dead last. Stay tuned, guys, for the next race. I'm sure you guys are going to absolutely love it, and with that being said, thank you so much for watching. See you guys in the next one.